Well, high unemployment, Brazil's push to lower its unemployment rate is gaining more ground. The jobless numbers released today beat market forecasts. But despite that improvement, it's still a tough job market for employers. Paulo Cabral is in Sao Paulo, and he's got the latest.
Well, Michelle, there was some concern over the last few months because unemployment had been moving up. This rate was going up for the last 5 months. But the figures that came out for July reversed this trend. It went to 5.6%, down from 6% in June. Actually, there's even lack of workforce in some businesses.
Edilson da Silva has a small restaurant in São Paulo. Finding employees has been difficult for him. Once hired, they often don't stay for long. The labor market favors workers, despite Brazil's economic slowdown.
It's not easy to have a team working, because you hire some people, but then they find other opportunities, other jobs, and they move. And then you go back to scratch, and they need to start everything again. Finding people to work in this business has been proving quite difficult lately.
Brazil's unemployment rate dropped to 5.6% in July, according to figures released by the government. That's a slight improvement from June and the lowest it's been in 5 months. However, a government study showed that 40% of Brazilian workers, on average, leave their jobs before they work a full year. The turnover rate is much higher in lower-paid occupations, up to 80%.
Brazilian workers can only switch jobs as they please because unemployment remains at very low rates in Brazil. So, all in all, it's a positive sign. However, from another point of view, it's also a problem because the high turnover has negative impacts on business productivity.
Brazil needs to have more skilled workers, and this has to do with heavy investment in education. It remains to be seen if this would dramatically reduce the turnover in the job market, but at least it would put workers in better position to progress instead of only switching between low-paid jobs.
There's no lack of work for Brazilians right now, but the economists warn that for sustainable growth, it's now essential to improve the quality of these jobs.
Well, in a slowing down economy, a drop in unemployment rates is, of course, a welcome sign, very much a welcome sign. But this doesn't mean that there are not quite a few other problems that are cause of concern in Brazilian economy, Michelle.
Paulo, what exactly are these problems, though?
Well, look, I would say inflation is one of the big causes of concern for the Brazilian government right now. It's not really out of control. Actually, it's been coming down over the last couple of months. But the US dollar has been appreciating quite a lot. And this could have a strong pressure on prices here in Brazil. Actually, the local currency, the real, has already lost about 14% of its value against the dollar since the beginning of the year.
And how is the Brazilian government reacting to this? Are they implementing any measures?
Well, look, they are monitoring it very closely. Of course, even the chairman of the Brazilian Central Bank, Alexandre Tombini, has skipped on the Federal Reserve conference in Jackson Hole because he wanted to stay in Brazil and to be monitoring closely the currency markets. Actually, the Brazilian Central Bank has been spending quite a lot of its US dollar-denominated reserves, selling currency in the market to try and hold the exchange rate. But this has brought only limited success so far. But of course, exporters are quite happy with the appreciation of the US dollar.
All right, thanks for monitoring that situation for us. Paulo Cabral live from Sao Paulo.